Welcome back. We are working on this fox jump animation and we are almost towards the end. We will create the down pose now. So this is what we have so far. All right. So it's looking quite good. Let's move on and finish this up. I think the down pose will really sell off this animation, and it is at frame 1 second mark. So what we will do is we need to make sure that the feet are landing where they started. So I'll select this one, shift select this one, and we will select these position keys, Control C, Control V, then we'll select these ones, Control C, Control V. Okay, so this is where the character has to be. So let us work on the main body element, and we'll simply move it down. Okay, and we'll also have to move it in the front, and then we have to rotate it. So where is that control? Body rotation. So we'll rotate the body. Okay, and we want that full stretch for the character, and he needs to be alright. So we want this pose, so you can see that almost on top here, and then on, and then further rotate it. So I think that looks good, and then we will bring the feet down. So I'm just using the shift and down arrow key to work that out. Okay, and then I don't want any stretching here, so we can move that up. Alright, so the head will go down, so let us rotate the head down. Okay, and then you can see that the spine is bending in this direction, so we need to bring this down. Okay, and then he is looking in the front, so if you want you can then do that rotation, this rotation up, head rotation. That's the head. Okay, a little bit, we don't want to break the, alright, so that would be our down pose. Okay, and then if you play this, now you can see that the character, now here the legs are going up and down, so that can be fixed using the graph editor. Okay, so this is what is happening here. We got to break it up. Okay, same thing for this, break it up. That bouncing will not happen anymore now. Okay, so he lands. Alright, so it is important to understand how the graph editor works, so you can then work with that. So what we want is that the character is stretched all the way down. So in the anticipation we have to show that the legs are stretching all the way down. Alright, so we added those two keys. So you can see now the fox is going up and jumping down. So here I think that we need to add a little bit more of that rotation for the spine. Okay, and then we will bring this rotation of the tail up, which is here. Okay, the hands go closer, so we'll select the hands, just use the right arrow key. Okay, so you get that better. Okay, so just with this much, the animation is looking quite nice and smooth. Of course, you can keep working on, each pose so that the animation looks better. So the stronger you have the poses, the better your animation is going to be. For example, this leg here needs to have this stretch, so you can add those. And you can keep refining and polishing this animation depending on how much time you have. Okay, and then you don't have to do each leg the same way. Got to keep that bend there. Okay, so I'm just using the up and down key to create that leg stretch there. And then you have to look at all the curves. Also, you can see that here on top, we will look at that reference. Here, the character goes up and he is like hovering and then rotating there, okay? So this movement also can be created by working with the keys so that the character, okay? So you have to do that. Rotation is not happening here, so you got to do that. And then he starts putting the legs down as he starts coming down. So here the legs should always be already be trying to coming down. Alright, and then this leg, this is the front one. Okay, can be longer than the other one. And these things really will sell your animation. Alright, so instead of continuing to finish this animation or polish the animation, that you can do, what I'm going to do is now complete the scene. So I'll delete the reference, I'll create a composition, new composition, name it final. Okay, and then we'll bring the fox comp there. Okay, final composition settings, we'll use 1280 by 720 here. Okay, so our fox composition can be scaled so the fox is smaller or bigger. Okay, so we can have the fox here, and then we can bring in the background. So you can go to freepick.com and get the background. I already have the background, so I'm going to use that one from the other class, which was run cycle. I'll just bring the landscape and I'll just bring it as a footage. Just put one file there. Okay, make it big. Bring it down. Okay, and then we will minus this one so it is flipped. Okay, and then if you play this one, okay, you can see that the fox is The fox looks kind of big here, so we can further scale the fox down. Maybe 45 is okay. And then move the fox down. Alright, and then you can go to Effect, Blur, and Sharpen, and then you can do a fast blur if you want. Alright, so I'll just put a blur of 1, maybe iterations of 6, gives more sharpness. So it will blur out the background, and then your fox will be in focus. Maybe little lesser blur. Okay, and then of course we can add the shadow for the character so that it has okay, some black color shadow, effect, blur, directional blur at 90 and increase the blur. Okay, 150 for example. Okay, and then you can animate that blur. Unlock this so it is easy to select the blur. Okay, so when the character is on the ground, okay, we will animate the effect of the blur. Blur length will be animated, so here the blur length will be say 50, 90. Okay, and then the at 106 we'll add a key and 30 frames, 15 frames, and it will be 150 or 200. So more blur when the character goes up, and then we'll scale it. Add a scale tool. In the beginning add a key, then 106, add a key. So when the character goes up, we need to move the send pivot point for the blur. Okay, then work with the scale. It can become small. Okay, then you can scale it only in one axis. Okay, and then as he goes up, the opacity maybe you can reduce it to 75. And that's about it. You can render this out at 1 second 106 to get a looping fox animation. Thank you very much for watching. Bye bye.